What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Relo Show, the premier real estate buy loan officer show on the internet. We're live on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us. With me today, so I am Sean Richard at Will You Mortgage Me. I have two phenomenal dudes with me co-hosting every single week. We've got Candido Diaz, the Candid Mortgage Guy, and we've got Mark Sullivan, the avid Chiefs fan at Approved with Sully. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Candido, Mark, hey, good to see you guys every single week. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic. How you doing, Sean?
Man, I am doing well. It's been a good week so far. I'm excited to dive into the show today. Candido, man, how you been?
Good. You know, a little sad. Matthew Slater, special teams extraordinaire for the Patriots, just retired a couple hours ago. So, you know,
I would retire. I would retire too if I played for the Patriots.
Yeah, great guy. We're just gonna ignore Mark's comments. So
hey, I'm still getting over Brady retiring or and leaving the Patriots several years ago. So we won't go there. We won't go there.
Yeah. I mean, you can live 10 years in the past if you want to.
Well, hey guys, if anyone is tuning in for the first time, so let's give you a little bit of sneak peek on exactly what we're all about. So we are just three guys in the mortgage industry talking about ways to grow business, how to engage with real estate agents, and holding each other accountable in our day-to-day activities. So that way we can work on growing our business and helping more clients throughout their journey. So we're going to get into a number of topics. Every single week, we try to touch on something that's going to be useful to our audience. And today is no different. So we always like to start off the show with our weekly wins and losses. So Candido, why don't you jump in and tell us a little bit about what's went well and what maybe hasn't over this past week?
Yeah. So let's start with what didn't go well, because I'm more of a positive guy. So I like to, end with the good stuff. So I just have to say, without getting into names, people that don't listen piss me off. There's a lot of people out there that they might hear you, but they're not actually listening. So my loss for the week is people that don't listen. Again, they really grind my gears. With that being said, a good positive for the week. I know we don't try and always lead with this, but the 10K steps. So I actually post every single day on my stories. I take a wrist pick and go ahead and post it up there. And, one of my soccer teammates actually said this to me at soccer the other night. And he was like, I saw that you had like 14,000 steps over the weekend. It made me feel like crap. So I went for a run. And, I sometimes feel like I'm kind of being a hardo in posting the amount of steps that I get every day. But, that right there just kind of proved to me, hey, if it gets one person to do something at some point, then to me, that's a win. So I'm going to take that and, think that that's a pretty positive thing.
Candido, you are a true social media influencer. You may have only influenced one person in this time, but you are a true influencer. Mark.
One more than I thought.
That he knows of. You're one that he knows of. And, if you know that you've impacted one person, then you probably impacted at least 20 through the same
cool,
actions.
For sure. All right, man. Mark, tell us, man, how was your week? Wins, losses?
Yeah. A good little 3-day weekend for me. I took it. I took the 3 days just to kind of chill and get some stuff done around the house. Honestly, the last week, I'd say wins is just keeping with the consistency of my actions is a big thing. It's something that I've been focusing on a lot recently, something that I've said in recent episodes, but just consistently getting up and doing things that I'm supposed to be doing. Applications are still a lot lower than I want them to be, but I took some. And I took some because of phone calls that I was making. So I do believe that as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing day in and day out, that stuff will figure itself out, and I'll get out of this little closed loan rut that I'm in. But yeah, for sure, definitely doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Definitely planning my day better, and like Candida said, I get my 10,000 steps in every day. I missed I've missed one. I missed one last week, and it's literally because I just lost track of time. I was like, oh, okay, I've got about 100 steps left. I'll go get them. And I just started working, and I looked up, and it was midnight. I was like, well, I technically didn't get my steps in, but do those every single day. On a personal note, I'm up to about 117, 118 days on my Duolingo streak. So that's fantastic. But honestly, I really like the applications that I took over the weekend, not just because they're applications, but because, like I said, they came directly from phone calls that I was making. And, I definitely consider that a win for the moment. Sean, what about you?
Man, that's awesome. So like Candido, I'm going to start with losses for the week. This past week has been a very challenging week for me. There's definitely been some positives, but I've got a couple of files that have been absolutely kicking me in the teeth every time that I turn around, and they're files with hair on them. They're challenging. And so Friday we were ready to submit this very challenging file into underwriting, and my processing team goes to run AUS, and it won't run. Not that we're getting a refer or anything crazy, like it just won't run. And so we bubble it up to our tech team. They can't figure it out. Like, we're in crunch time for this loan. We're closing this Friday, and we were supposed to have this into underwriting on Friday, on this past Friday, so that way we could try to stay on track. Didn't happen on Friday. And so we lost that day. And it really, man, it really hurt. So I had to reach out to everybody. Hey, here's where we're at. Here's where we're planning to be on Monday. Fortunately, us in the mortgage industry, right? Monday, President's Day, not much of a holiday. We don't get those bankers hours all the time. So that hurt. Big win for me this past week was really twofold. One, we fixed that and got it into underwriting Monday morning. So that was a huge win. And then also I've had another really challenging file that is more challenging because the borrower, I think everyone's experienced this. The borrower is just dragging their feet, getting documentation. And we got the clear to close on the file. Felt great. Huge weight off of my shoulders. So massive win on that. Going to get that wrapped up here pretty soon. So very production based on my wins and losses this week, but the lowest of lows and the highest of highs back to back. But it's resulted in feeling good today. So
borrowers dragging their feet, that must be just a you problem. I don't think any other LO has ever experienced that ever.
Man, so for everyone who doesn't know the story and who's tuning in for the first time, client went under contract on December 5th. Didn't bother to let me know. Agent didn't let me know. January 7th, I get an email saying, oh, by the way, here's a contract. We're closing at the end of the month. Shouldn't have been that big of an issue. January 7th to January 31st, pretty easy to do. Borrower self-employed fails to get me their tax return until January 24th, 7 days before closing. We get the tax return. They don't make enough income. We got to do evasive maneuvers. Anyways, long story short, we solved it. They're clear to close. We're closing. Very exciting stuff. Anyways,
well done.
I just want to stop real quick and say that we need to use the phrase evasive maneuvers more in this industry. I got a chuckle out of that.
Underutilized.
It's an applicable phrase for sure. Mike Copeland's asking us what we said. I think he was referring to you, Candido, when you dropped the term wrist pick on the show today. And so I think we need a little bit more explanation than that for our audience. So Candido,
yes.
tell everybody what a wrist pick is.
So get your mind out of the gutters. It is literally, we take a picture of how many steps you get in a given day. So right now I'm at 9,000 steps. It's just literal proof of how many steps you got in that day. basically, look, it's all about mindset, and it goes a long way to getting your day on track.
Awesome. Awesome.
And if you're a member of if you're a pro member of Next Level, we have a community called the 10K challenge, 10K step challenge that we all get together and we all try to get 10K steps, and we send each other wrist picks. So that is that's something you can only do if you're a pro member, for sure. But
What a benefit.
we do it. We try to do it every single day.
All right. Well, Candido, man, we've got an exciting episode today. So last week we started a series talking about providing value to our real estate partners, to prospective real estate partners, to help win agent relationships. And last week we started on that, and we're continuing that today. So Candido, kind of kick us off. Let's get into it today, and let's really try to provide some value.
Yeah. So, this week we wanted to really go into, continuing to add value for real estate agents and or just general referral partners. And we wanted to touch on events and classes this week. So, I'm going to start with hosting agent events, right? This is really about breaking bread. And this is just specifically for agents or for referral partners. A couple examples could be karaoke, bowling, just you want to try and create events that really align with your interests to attract like-minded individuals, right? Because working with people that you have nothing in common with, and just people that you don't get along with, why would you do that? There's too much business to go around for you to not work with people you like. Obviously, every now and again, it's going to happen. But for the most part, when you're doing events like this, you want to do it so that way you're attracting like-minded people. A good example is we just sponsored an event recently for it was a huge realtor event, mastermind out in Boston, and we hosted an after party. It was like a karaoke type thing at a bar. And I just want to say one thing. There's two types of people when you're at these events. There's the person that's going ahead and sitting in the corner, just not really talking to anybody, or there's a person that picks out a song that gives you stage presence, like The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, and absolutely rock the mic. I'll let you decide which one you think I am, but it really does make a difference. You don't just want to throw the party or throw the event and just sit there in the corner. It's about what you do with these types of events as well. But that's, I think, a good start for this, where you're just hosting agent events. What about you guys? Do you have anything else to add to that?
Yeah, Mark. What are your thoughts? You do some, do a lot with agents. Any take from you on, on getting agents together and just kind of creating more of a social building relationship type situation?
Yeah, for sure. I think the most value that I can add is definitely through webinars that we currently do. And basically that's the outreach is one-to-one. Usually it'll be phone calls that I'm making, or it'll be messenger. I'll send out messenger conversations as well, try to get that going, invite them to a webinar. And then basically every single month I do a 4-week series with a few other LO friends of mine that we all get together. We all try to invite the agents to the webinar, and then we use the third-party verification or the social proof of the three of us being there to provide that value. And then, honestly, it's all in the follow-up and creating content that just continues to push out, right? Once they've seen me present, with other people, which again, I think it's the key. they've seen that whenever they get emails from me, they see those emails and they see the content provided coming from a position of authority on the topic. So when they, I like to send bomb emails. I like to send it has got a little, GIF on it and content bomb. It's just me sitting in the office like, hey, I've got a couple things I want to say. It's just off the cuff. I stutter through them. I just want to, hey, just want to throw this out there real quick. I just wanted to give this to you. And it comes off, I think, as authentic. I think, and I send those out in my blasts every single week. So whenever we're doing our Power 90 activities, I'm constantly sending out blasts and putting those agents in a special database of people that have seen my webinars. And then they get invited to special ones that I do. They get put into my Facebook group. Once you interact with me on social media, you are forever interacting with me on social media. And that's just something that I pride myself in. You're going to see real cheap ads that I run. You're going to see Facebook group stuff. You're going to see emails from me. You're just going to see constant barrage of info until you say stop.
Very nice. Very nice. So you're doing a lot of webinars, Mark, which is awesome. And so I think teaching agent classes is really important. I've been known to do quite a bit of in-person agent classes, and I've got a couple of things that I do. So I've got a laundry list of topics that I like to teach agents. I've been known to hold agent boot camps. Now, some of these do tend to attract some newer agents, but I like to remember that, every agent has to start somewhere, and it allows me to really weed out the agents that are proactively, implementing, executing, looking to build their business rapidly versus the agents that come in, take notes, and then I follow up with them and they haven't implemented a single thing from any of the classes that I teach in person. So although doing classes for agents, especially in person, can attract a lot of newer real estate agents that maybe aren't doing as much or may not do as much, it does get you in front of a larger quantity of agents versus the one-on-one coffee meetings or the one-on-one lunch meetings. So the in-person events are a great way to go, in my opinion. Teaching subjects like AI, teaching lead generation strategies, marketing strategies, everything along those lines can teach agents in these classes, and it just gets you in front of a group of agents at one time, which ultimately creates more awareness for us and our brand, and that's I would say that is invaluable in today's mortgage environment.
I would agree for sure.
Now, with that being said, our focus today is events. And so one thing that I want to touch on as well is actually helping agents with their events. And when I say helping, really what I mean is teach agents how to hold events. And so I was sitting down with one of my real estate partners, a newer partner to me, several weeks ago, and we were talking about her business strategy for 2024. And she, I said, what's important to you? What do you want to focus on in your business? And her response to that was, well, I really want to be involved in my community. I really want to help out the school district that I live in. Really, really important to me. And so she told me a little bit more about her business and what she really wanted to focus on. And I said, okay, well, let's think about this. You really want to focus on your community, the school district. Why not make holding events at the core of your business? And she's like, well, I'm attending a lot of events. Like I'm already going to a ton of events. And I said, no. Don't attend a lot of events. Host the events. Create events where you are the person that people want to come and say, hey, this event's awesome. They want to meet you. And so I get with agents and I teach them how to hold events, past client events. I like to call them intimate client engagements, ICE, intimate client engagements. And it's where, I teach agents to get, 10, 15, maybe no more than 20 of their top clients and or referral sources together for for just a good time, relationship building. It doesn't have to be always about business. And in fact, I think you guys would agree with me. It very much should not always be about business. And so getting your top clients together who maybe refer you, talk about you on a regular basis, or maybe they're just influential clients. They're in a position of influence. Teaching agents how to create events to get those clients together. So past client events, intimate client events to get those people together, to build referrals from that. Teaching agents how to teach classes. Homebuyer classes is a great one. A lot of agents I talk to like, well, I can talk, I can talk a little bit about it, but I only have so much information that I can share. And I remind the agents that every day, every week, you're getting asked questions by buyers and sellers that the answers are on the internet. The answers, like these answers are not secretive, right? But yet these people are still asking you these questions. And they're doing that because very few home buyers, home sellers take it upon themselves to go out and seek this information. And you have the ability to be the resource for this information. So teaching agents how to hold these classes, how to effectively engage and invite prospective clients to these classes, and then teach them how to follow up afterwards to take all of the attendees and turn these into actual client leads that could result in business. Because at the end of the day, everything that we're talking about today boils down to return on investment, whether it be for us as loan officers, or in my case, teaching agents how to get them a return on their investment. And I use these teaching agents how to hold classes and other types of events. I teach them that to make that relationship stickier to me. If I can help them build more business, if I can help them close an extra 1 or 2 deals a month, they're more likely to make sure that that deal comes to me. So that way we can work together and take incredible care of those clients. So teaching agents how to hold client events, how to hold educational events. Those are two of the biggest types of events that they can hold. And when we as loan officers, we develop the skills to teach agents how to do this, we're teaching them the whole gamut. We're teaching them, how to hold, what to do at the event, how to market the event, how to follow up with the event. And if we don't know how to do that ourselves, then I would recommend everyone that's listening today, go out and become an expert at holding events. And that way you can get so good at it that you can teach your agent partners and prospective agent partners how to do this. And it's going to help them grow your business. And ultimately it's going to help you grow business. So guys, anything to add on teaching agents how to hold events to help them grow and ultimately help you grow?
Yeah, I love that, Sean. And you know what? I think an important part of that would be after you go ahead and teach them how to hold the class, at the very least, make sure that you're showing up, right? You want to make sure that, okay, you gave them all the tools to try and be able to succeed in hosting whatever type of class it is. So you want to also show that you're supporting that as well. So I think those are some great points, and you just want to make sure that you're staying on top. You did all this work to help lead them to the water. You want to make sure that you show up for the event as well.
Well, and one other note I will make is, yes, so you want to show up at the event. And I want to be very clear. So what I am not talking about is I'm not talking about going all to every one of your real estate partners and saying, hey, I'd love to split the cost of doing events with you, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, and this is my 2 cents, not always a popular opinion. It's their job to build and grow their business, right? Because if I wasn't in the picture, they still have to build and grow their business. And so it's not our job as loan officers to build and grow their business for them, but it is our responsibility to help them in the right direction so they can do more business that ultimately send to us. So it's really about showing them how to execute and then encouraging them to go out and execute. And then obviously, if it's an event and you have the ability to attend the event, absolutely, especially if it's like a home buyer or home seller seminar, those are great events where we can provide value at the event, right? We can teach, we can talk about the important pieces that home buyers have to go through. We can talk about some home selling pieces and why it's important to talk to a lender if you're selling and buying. So we can absolutely provide value in those events. But yes, very, very clear that not talking about just going up to your agents like, hey, let's go split this event. Now, if that's the way that you want to approach it, have at it. But you also have to make sure that your dollars are going to the best possible place.
Love it.
All right.
Love it. Mark, do you have anything?
I've got a question for the audience. Can we ask the audience? Can we poll them a little bit? Hey, so everyone listening today, so what are some tools or strategies revolving around events that you do in your business that you've had success attracting agents with, or maybe just the way that you maintain your current agent partner relationship? So drop that in the comments if you're checking it out. And we'd love to see what those are. And that'll let everyone else that's tuned in today, that'll let them kind of get some additional ideas on how they can use events to add value to their real estate relationships.
I'll tell you one that I was planning on, or we're kind of taking a look at doing. We have a pretty nice lake set up in one of the towns with an old-fashioned steamboat. And we're talking about hosting some sort of agent event on the boat and making it pretty social, fun. It should be a pretty good time and something that it's in the works right now. But that's just an example of something that I'm putting together along with one of my title reps that I use.
Very cool.
Super cool. Yeah. Mark, I hear that you've got a special announcement today as we get wrapped up in today's episode. What do you have to share with us, man?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, it's very on topic because we're tomorrow in the pro feed coming at you with Next Level Live tomorrow. We are talking about a class that I do every single month. And it's not just geared towards real estate agents, it's geared towards loan officers too. And it's really the base of the webinar that I was talking about that we do. It's a 4-part series that I'm going to try to cram, into it's 4 1-hour-long series that I'm going to try to cram into about 20 or 30 minutes. But it's all about marketing to your sphere. There's all kinds of strategies out there that, things you can do, like running ads, holding events. All these things are things that you have to pay for. And not everybody has access to the funds or has the funds sitting around in order to devote to building their business, especially people that are new. So this strategy is all about just boots on the ground, using your time instead of your funds to grow your business. And it's all about marketing to your sphere of influence, but also growing that sphere of influence at the same exact time. And using that as a strategy week in and week out to grow your business, generate your own leads, and use those as social currency to create more referral partners. So tune in tomorrow. I believe it's at 1 Central. You can work out the time zone of your choice. But I do believe it's 1 Central, and I think I'm gonna go double check that real quick.
It is, yes.
It is 1 Central.
Yeah, it's 2 Eastern for everybody on the East Coast.
For 2 Eastern for the people from the future. And I think today was a great show. We just kind of touched the surface of events, things that you can do to be a better value to your referral partners. Please, if you've got more, put them in the comments wherever this video might end up. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook or whatever, wherever you might be, put in the comments things that you do event wise that adds value to your referral partners. It doesn't have to be real estate agents. It could be attorneys. It can be anybody. Anybody that you could get business from and how you add value by doing events. Put those in the comments, send it to us in a message, throw it in the pro feed in the Next Level community. Whatever it is that you want us to talk about, throw it at us and we'll talk about it.
And each and every week, every Tuesday at 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain Time, and 9 Pacific.
That's pretty good.
We are hosting the Reload Show live on YouTube. So please feel free to tune in each and every week. Tell a friend, and we will be here always trying to bring you some value.
Absolutely. Guys, as always, love being here with you two. Everyone that tuned in, thank you so much. We're going to continue our series on adding value to our real estate partners and prospects next week. So be there, tune in. Like Candido said, 11 Central and all those other times that he mentioned as well. So have an incredible rest of your week. Go out there, crush it. Thanks so much for tuning in with the Reload Show. For Candido, Mark, and myself, have an awesome week.
I'm excited.
Peace.